There's a letter in a package from Barton.
Look at this.
I wish I could do more, but for now, this will have to do. Stay safe. Seems like people in my party unlock their elites when you get rank 7, and non-party members when you've reached rank 8. Newis's Lance will be ready tomorrow, and it seems like the tide has calmed down a bit too. We should be able to set off for Altabury soon. Okay, so we have another day. Huh. Still, we'll probably pick up with this another time. Considering Fidelio's still on the mend, how about we spend the rest of the day helping people? An excellent suggestion. We should repay those who have done so much for us. It wouldn't hurt to have their support in the future, after all.
I too will.
I shall accompany you in this. I'm quite sure that I would be most useful. So this is our last day on the island.
So?
We need to spend tonight formulating our plans for tomorrow, so if there's something else you wanted to do, let's get it done during the day. Got it? Okay. Save.
What now?
Call it a day today. Right, so I think today we're gonna finish up the story. Don't think there's anything else we need to do. I guess it won't start until later. But we can do some stuff in the morning. Let's go turn in our gold beetles.
Where to?
Let's go.
Right? And then we'll spend time with somebody. I see you've returned. Have you found any gold beetles for me? Yep, we found some more of the bugs you're looking for. Hand over the gold beetle. Let me see how many. Oh, an excellent gold beetle delivery. This will be a great boon for my research. Here's what I promised you. Claw breakers. These are gauntlets so sturdy not even dragon's claws can pierce them. Not that I've seen them in action before, of course.
Oh, wait.
Really giving us some amazing dragon-related relic again? You just have a ton of money lying around, or what? My love for bugs was simply so great I engrossed myself in their research at a certain place long ago. Alas, now I can only look forward to you collecting them for me. Still gold beetles hiding out there. If you find any more, please bring them to me. Find another 13, making 38 in total. I'll give you this flame seal corselet in exchange.
Understood.
Got it. If we find more, we'll bring them to you. My old eyes and joints, I simply cannot catch them myself. I'm counting on you. I'm sure we've missed a few in places.
All right then.
Let's do our little gauntlet runner dailies. The toilet. Get our free XP from the washroom. Luck increased by 1. Oh, is it Idol's Day?
Well then.
I don't suppose we need to do any shopping, though.
Oh.
We do meat in Redgrass. Okay, well, let's see who's looking for us. Let's look. Eupha. And that's it. I'm pretty good with most of our supporters. Need to rank up Heisme. Yeah, we really just need to work on her and Junah right now.
What can I do?
Oh no, what should I do? Eupha comes to mind. Maybe I should go talk with her. We should talk. Ooh, what's he got for us?
Greetings. Well then.
Riders. No thanks. We already have one.
It's all right.
Don't worry, the tides will change. We'll arrive in Altabury all the same. Oh, I didn't mean to bother you. I'm just really concerned about Ovi and the others. If you're all right with it, do you mind going with me to check on them? Yeah, let's...
Thank you very much.
Thank you. They may believe in different gods than I do, but I think I can get them to listen to me.
Let us pause.
Something's amiss.
Oh,
Oh, Eupha. It's her. What shamelessness.
truly.
Pardon?
You!
Don't play us for fools. We know this is all you're doing, pagan.
Oi!
Where did you take Sanctor Hyperic and the sick ones? We haven't done anything. Are they gone?
What?
We haven't done anything at all.
You don't say.
You don't know where they are.
Just the worst.
I heard what happened. You insulted Sanctism and Sanctor Hyperic was in a righteous rage. No, you've misunderstood. I just wanted to help those people in the cellar. Eupha, are you a bad person like everyone says? I just want Mama back. Give her back, please. Ovi. You people have no hearts. They called you minions of the devil, but now I believe it. That illness is pagan handiwork for certain.
No, we mustn't
Wait,
yield.
please. I just want to talk with you all. Let's retreat for now. You're wasting your words. Let's retreat for now. Eupha, let's leave now. But oh, burn my bread. Are you alright? I'm fine. What about you? That was scary.
That's
No,
true, but
I should be the one asking you that. Weren't you scared?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for asking, burn my bread.
Oh,
Can't believe they treated you as badly as they did me. I'm an elder. Anything happened to you? Well, I would have had to cast a lifelong curse on them.
I think not.
I wouldn't actually do that. I did truly fear the look in their eyes. I understand being worried for those who have disappeared, yet this was altogether different. They started crowding me. I could see the distortion of Maglo around them. I hesitate to give voice to this, but it felt like a possession.
But then...
What can I do to help when they see me as some sort of great enemy? Let's snap them out of it. Let's figure something out. Snap them out of it. Let's snap them all out of this trance. You always seem so unshakably optimistic. In your conviction, how are you the way you are? Never feel any sense of hesitation from you. I really admire that. I worry constantly, and I'm always looking for answers. Everyone does that. Caution is good. Less thinking, more action. Everyone does that. Everyone worries, and everyone wants answers to the unknown.
Is it true?
Really, I always feel like I'm the only one who's confused and feeling helpless. Eventually, I accepted that it was simply my fate to never change. My destiny was to be born a priestess and die as one.
But then...
But now I've started to think my fate might be in my own hands. Maybe I can bend chance to my will. After all, it was by chance that I met Ovi and Hyperic, yet now I care deeply for what happens to them. Feelings can be altered so dramatically that my destiny may be one of change and transformation after all.
I do believe...
And now I want to transform into a source of strength for Ovi and Hyperic. Then let's help them. I'll give you a hand.
right.
Great, I'll help you do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, burn my bread. Let's start the search for Hyperic and those who were sick. I can sense Eupha's deep gratitude and determination. Rank up, rank 5.
The old
New ability,
cowardly
Sans
moon
Merit
is
increases
no
skill
more.
inheritance slots for the summoner lineage to 3. More skills can now be inherited by the summoner lineage in academia due to the effects of Sans Merit. I'm sure we can find clues at the church, but we can't get close to it right now.
I must.
It's nearly night anyway, so let's come back another day. I'll try to come up with a plan by then.
What's up, Del? Something on your mind? That's nothing. Just thinking.
Oh no. You're not still feeling unwell, are you?
It's just the twinge now, that's all. I'm sharp as ever, me.
You sure? Because I remember once the big fever passed, you went hot and cold again a couple more times. I've never seen you go down like that.
I said I'm fine, didn't I? God, but you don't worry too much. Come on, I'm starving.
Something's bothering me.
Really? He seemed pretty healthy to me.
Just a bad feeling, I suppose. It was a human that wounded him. Hard to say whether the magla might have any nasty side effects. You know.
You mean he may need magic healing? I don't know if we're gonna find that here on the island.
Hey, is there any way we could get Rella to take a look at him? Magla-born symptoms can take a turn for the worse incredibly fast, no matter how healthy you are. I'd rather not let it fester.
Huh. Well, we do claim to help anyone in need, eh? But don't forget that we're fighting a battle. And if you cannot distinguish friend and foe on the battlefield, it will be your end.
I know you're right. But I get the feeling those two are telling themselves the same thing.
What if now, what if, instead of speeding to her doorstep, we ask her saintliness to come here? It'll just take a bit of conspiring to get our story straight. I mean, I'm not normally a chap to take sides in this sort of thing, but those two hardly strike me as the evil type.
Look, Captain, I wouldn't feel right ignoring this. Will you please go to the royal capital for me?
No problem. It'd be a risk.
No
There we go.
problem. I'll go.
I knew you'd say that. Well, if Rella's coming here, I guess it won't be that much trouble.
Thanks. I remember I called you too soft once. I see now I was wrong.
If that's sorted, let's get it done sharpish before any complications crop up.
Thank you so much for your help leading the evacuation. They tell me not everyone got a chance to thank you. So on their behalf...
Don't worry about it. Didn't want the annihilation of a whole village on my conscience is all.
Wasn't expecting you to handle the evacuation side, Del. Thought for sure you'd be the first in the fray with the human.
They healed me up. Gotta repay the favor, don't I? Wouldn't feel right otherwise.
And then for their sake, you should take care of yourself, too.
What? Who the hell? No way. Aren't you Saint Rella?
You're joking. You're not joking. Why is she here?
I called for her and she came. You that surprised? I know people in the Crown Theocracy. My work speaks for itself these days.
It's almost time for the Saints' Day festivities in Montario. Having been invited, I was in the area. I heard about your splendid work, Fidelio and Basilio. I hardly recognize the two of you.
You remember us?
Of course. This is a bit of a reversal, though. Back then, it was you helping treat Basilio's wound. I can tell how far you've come since then.
Ugh.
But I've also heard about your own injury. Your right foot, I'm guessing. Have you felt any sudden fevers come on? Let me have a look. Yes, that should do. I can see you had an expert looking after you already. Physically, you're as well as anyone could ask. But... Fidelio, is there something you feel lost or anxious about?
Where's that coming from?
I've talked to lots of people and observed the flow of their magic. By now, I'm certain that Magla is connected to our emotions. When I speak to someone who's feeling strong emotions, I can sense the state of their heart as if seeing it with my own eyes.
Nah, I'm sound. Nothing's getting me down.
I see. Then you should be fine. Just don't take life for granted, or your treatment will have been for nothing. Keep on living, all right? For now, let's see. Run to the beach and back with Basilio. If you can make it without slowing down, then clearly there's nothing wrong with your foot.
Hey, sounds like a laugh. Just like when we were kids. Step lively, Del, or I'll leave you behind.
Hey, what the hell? I said I'm fine. Oh, damn it. Basilio! Hang on!
Thanks, Rella. When you told me about the first time you'd saved someone's life, I didn't realize you were talking about them.
You're in Luis's entourage now. Yet you needed our stories to match in front of the brothers. You're swimming in dangerous waters, aren't you? Not just that, you've got a gauntlet runner that can teleport across the land and an elder captain who wields it through magic. That's a lot to take in.
Well, how do I put this?
I didn't realize it when I met you before, but you're already one of the top candidates. I saw the King's Rock. Are you intending to confront Luis?
That's right. I can't say right now.
I can't say right now.
Well, I guess you don't really have to.
So you are committed to this path, no matter what. I knew this day might come. It's not my place to stop you.
Come now. Do you have to be so bleak? I've already spent my fair share of time with Luis, you know.
Don't underestimate Luis. As far as the Crown Theocracy knows, the King's magic will protect the highest candidates from any harm, and they think that guarantees their safety at the festival. But I've done my research. Some attacks the barrier can't stop. I believe the magic only prevents underhanded approaches, like ambush.
So there's a loophole.
It's not widely known, but take a duel, for instance. Both parties identify themselves, fight with consent, and the magic won't protect them, no matter their standing.
But if you just have to identify yourself and agree to fight... Oh, was that why the battle with Gladel?
Suffice it to say, the King's Shield is not perfect, and Luis will surely exploit that. I have a terrible feeling there will be bloodshed before Saint's Day is over. I won't try to stop you, but be careful down the road, all right?
Understood. I'll protect Junah.
I'll protect Junah. I promise.
But where is this coming from? Honestly.
Then please, look after Junah.
I just said.
Ugh. You do know I'm not a child anymore.
Keep up, Del! Gotta be faster than that!
Spring-heeled bastard, you've got the height advantage. Damn it. You haven't won yet.
Get a bit of a head start, too.
I suppose we'll have to leave it there.
We sent Rella back to Grand Triad with teleportation magic, avoiding the gaze of the brothers who were fortunately too winded to notice.
Can't deny it this time, though. You lot did fantastic.
And Lady Junah's safe too. I owe you thanks for that, if nothing else. The islanders gave us a map of the east side of the island. Their way of thanking us, I suppose. You're welcome to it, if you don't waste it.
See? Old Del's great at looking after people. He saved loads of them in the evacuations.
Oh, belt up, would you? Been meaning to ask. That's a book, yeah?
Didn't take you for a book reader. Lord Luis likes them, though. Often got his head berries in one.
By the way, doesn't Lord Luis have this same book? I hear it's been banned.
How should we know? Not like we grew up round books. People barely literate nowadays, frankly.
So, what's it say? As long as we're killing time anyhow, let me see it. In this world, one can become anything they desire. Neither birth nor status decides your occupation.
Huh, sounds grand, that. You think this place really exists?
Of course not, you muppet. It's a fantasy, remember? Anyone is free to become anything. This is a paradise of equality and freedom, devoid of discrimination or prejudice. Pretty words, them. But if everybody's free to do what they want, they'll work out their own reasons to be prejudiced. You can call it a utopia, but I reckon people living in it might romanticize our world too. At the end of the day, dreaming of escape will only ever be a dream. Nothing changes unless you do it with your own hands.
Aye. But if we really could do anything, I quite fancy opening up a little diner with you, Del. You like singing, eh? And I'm dead handy with a cook pan. We could invite Lady Junah over. Host a fancy soiree of our own. Every night, just us and our best mates living it up. You telling me you don't like the sound of that?
Get your head out of the clouds, Baz. We're long past being able to get away with that. Doesn't matter anyway. A dream is just a dream.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
All right.
Now then.
Well then, we'll be departing today, but what's this I hear about a festival on the island? The islanders all seem to be heading for the coast.
Yes, of course.
The village wants to show their gratitude to us and wish us a safe journey. Thanks to the tides, I believe we can still make it by the deadline, even if we leave tomorrow. Festivities include a sacred rite where a dragon god statue is set alight in a ceremonial bonfire. It's said that if you offer prayers to it with someone, your wishes will come true. Oh, isn't that just marvelous? And who will our dear captain pray with tonight, I wonder? Forward events thus far, yes. That decided, we all helped the villagers prepare for the festival, and once the effigy of the dragon god was complete, the sun was already down. Wednesday evening.
Didn't expect them to throw such a party before our departure. A far cry from our first night here in a cell.
I hear 'tis a festival in the dragon god's name, meant to ensure a safe sea voyage. In place of a lighthouse, their fire is kept burning until the morning.
I say, these locals are barely well informed. They're up to their gills in practical and theoretical magna theory. Not as focused on the mechanicals as us mainlanders, but the land's far from barbaric. Their insights could rather improve the runner's design, you know? Ah, speaking of, I finished with the lance replica.
Just in time.
We're finally ready.
Woo! Grand, ain't it? Del's all better, and we've got some choice souvenirs to bring back to Lord Luis.
We're not out of the woods yet. Don't be too quick to celebrate.
Hey, come on, lads, loosen up! It's a party! We've all had a little fun.
And you? What's a sanctist fat cat like you doing getting all giddy over a pagan festival?
I have to laugh, don't I? You know, I thought the Crier's life had made me pretty knowledgeable about our world, but turns out most of what I knew was lies. Makes me think, maybe this is how my old father felt.
Crier a family trade, eh? Imagine that.
The Crown Theocracy does love their hereditary titles. Yeah, my old man was a serious fella. More than me, that's for sure. He called out corruption where he saw it. Made him a pariah. But there you go. Yeah, I remember he once flat out suggested igniters were more dangerous than the Crown Theocracy was letting on. And there was that riot in the slums, of course, the one started by that Parapus. The church dismissed it as paupers revolting over their conditions. But my old man, well, he said it wasn't a riot at all. Outright accused the Crown Theocracy of turning an innocent Parapus feral through horrific magic experiments.
Church up to no good. I mean, we knew they were up to some shenanigans.
What?
Who knows what really happened there? Either way, nobody took my father seriously. He was condemned as a liar, and he died young. Just the way it is, I suppose. People will always prefer their own feelings to the truth. Happiness is a luxury hard to come by otherwise. Hard to care about the world after that. I was a poor excuse for a crier, if you ask me. Yet, here I am. It's beyond weird. Somehow, you lot have managed to make the world seem interesting again. I'm genuinely grateful, you know? Makes a man feel as if he owes you.
You owe us nothing. Can't afford any rumors about you being biased in our favor, anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Honestly, though, you need anything, you've got me on your side. I'll do what I can. For now, I'll catch a boat ride to Altabury ahead of you. Once this festival's over, it'll be farewell for the moment. So, let's make this a bash to remember.
Now, time for some fun. Bring out the treats.
And those are?
The fruit is called dragon's tears. They're quite precious. Their tree only bears once every few years.
Ah, 'tis delicious. Beyond delicious.
Wonderful. This again. Hulkenberg's tastes are a dubious metric at best.
Please, it's the rarest of harvests, and we would like to share it with you.
Juice bursts forth as soon as I put it in my mouth.
Sounds. I feel quite.
Right? What's going on? There's something odd about the way those two are laughing. But he's crying. What is this fruit?
You see, in old long times ago, people ate this to reach a higher plane of existence and talk to the gods.
Aha! Yes, you certainly appear to have reached some higher state. Glad I passed.
Phew. Finally back to normal. Well, that sure felt like a festival. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, and did you hear? The people of this island make a wish over that flame. It's said that if you write your wish on a piece of paper, it'll bring you good luck. We don't often get to relax like this. So why don't you go there with someone?
Certainly have plenty of time. This is a rare opportunity. Who should I invite?
Have you decided on someone?
Do they rank up any, or is it just like a quest thing? I mean, if we... Gallica's always story related, so I don't guess it matters, huh? But we just spent time with Eupha. Let's spend time with Junah. Two people walking side by side, enveloped by the sound of waves as the sun-kissed horizon disappears into the darkness of a starry sky stretched overhead. Wonder what the others would think if they saw us like this. Siblings or something? Parent and child, maybe? That we had something special? I think that we had something special between us.
Wow!
Ooh, well, aren't you daring? You wouldn't want me to see you in a whole new light, would you? I do wonder, though, what's going to happen when you find that special someone? I suppose I stand as much a chance as any other, no? But shall we head to the fire? Wouldn't want the others to worry if we're not back before dark. Oh, I can sense the magma flowing through the flames.
Yep.
Not really one to beg a deity for anything, but given the situation we're in, anything's worth a try. You don't pray, you don't seem religious. Hard to imagine you praying for help. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against prayer. I just prefer to take action myself before leaving it in God's hands. Not to say I think I'm some kind of superwoman that I can bend fate to work out exactly as I want it to. Being Rella's little sister, becoming a songstress, helping the prince, meeting you and standing here now. Can't chalk all that up to sheer force of will. There's got to be a grander power that's guided me along, no matter how gentle.
Got it?
Let's get to it, shall we? We're going to pray to the dragon god for our efforts to bear fruit.
And?
Wait, why is the paper so puny? You don't expect me to fit my every wish in such a small space, do you? It's late, isn't it? But hey, can I perhaps stay with you a little longer? There's something I want to give you, Burn My Bread.
Well?
Nothing so special. I just wanted you to know I appreciate that you're always doing your best. I picked out something I thought would suit you. Thank you. You can stop building it up.
Sure.
Thank you. That's really nice of you. You keep up this pace, who knows? Maybe one day you'll be a man strong enough to be worthy of me. Don't keep me waiting.
Bye.
There, now we can head back. What did she give me? Junah gave me a gift and we returned to the group. Stylish fan. Oh, it's a weapon, huh? I guess they each give you a weapon. Like one for them. Maybe we should have went with Eupha.
Tell, you hear all that? What that cry was talking about?
Yeah. Sounded proper familiar to me.
It's easy to blame the Sanctus Church for the whole thing, but maybe not all of them were happy about it. Makes you think. I remember St. Rella looked like her heart was breaking, seeing us at death's door. Maybe she knew what was going on. Del, what do we believe in, really? Are we absolutely positive that, you know, Count Luis's vision and ours have enough in common?
I thought we were done talking about this. He's the reason we got this far. A couple of Parapus orphans. Nobody else wants us. Nobody cares about us. We'd be nothing without Count Luis.
I know, Del, but he makes all them speeches about equality, but in the end, he's gonna leave the weak to die. I heard him talk about his ideal world, and it sounds like a world where we'd have died alone in the dirt. No Saint Rella to save us. Is that what we're fighting for?
Too late for that kind of talk, brother. Blood on our hands either way.
Hey! What are you two doing on your own? Come join the party! You'll miss the whole festival.
Lady Junah.
What's that look about? I know you're absolutely smitten with me, love, but you needn't be so tense about it.
Do you plan to kill Count Luis?
What are you talking about? He can't be killed anyway.
Lady Junah, I don't think your heart is with Count Luis anymore. Or maybe it never was. There's a side of you that you only show them. But us, starting to think we've never seen the real you.
Are you really so worried for Count Luis? He's the one who measures worth in power. So what would he think to hear you underestimating him?
So you don't actually work for Forden or nothing then? No ulterior motives?
I've been with Count Luis since before the race even started, haven't I? Ever since he was stripped of command.
Hey, Del.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. That's my fault. But trust me on this. I promise I'll make sure this world's got more to give you two than despair.
I saw it with my own eyes. That lance gets past the king's magic. That means it can kill a candidate. They were testing it among themselves, and Lady Junah was right there with them.
You serious? How are we supposed to report that to Count Luis?
Don't worry, it's my own problem. I told you to leave the thinking to me.
You know, I really like Lady Junah's songs. And I like seeing you listening to her when you get the chance. You got arm around your heart, Del, and her music pierces it. I don't want to kill Lady Junah. And you don't either, Del. Do you?
Conflict. Tonight's our last night on the island.
So?
Tomorrow's the big day, so let's make sure we're plenty rested. Guess this is gonna be just one of those we can talk to people. When we first arrived, I never thought we'd be making the journey to Altabury with hope in our hearts. If the waves rock us then, we will prepare ourselves for the trials to come.
All right then.
Yeah, okay. I hope the brothers are okay. I don't think they know the particulars of our plan, but we can't let our guard down.
Well,
just hope we can get out of here without being attacked.
I beg your pardon, but...
Over my bread, since we'll be journeying together for some time, I want to thank you for having me. Sad to leave my brother, and I will miss him dearly, but I know in my heart this will be a grand adventure.
Yes.
You don't have my stomach grumbling while afield. I should buy myself a small ration of something before we depart. The trouble is finding a food that will not spoil.
What do you want to do?
We depart the island tomorrow, so you should use this opportunity to relax and get some sleep while you still can. Yeah, I don't think it's going to let us go anywhere. Not that there's anything we need to do. I shouldn't go out right now, but we're just going to go to sleep. I call it a night.
Good night.
Rest well. I should have saved at least, huh?
Time marches on,
Probably
and the
gonna be all
age of a new
cutscenes.
king draws nearer.
I must say, I'm sad to leave the island, if for no other reason than every meal here has been an utter delight. I'm almost certain you said the same thing when we left Brylehaven and Martira. A new world of cuisine is but a few days away if you'll just be patient. Mind your tongue, Stroll. A few days is thrice as many meals. Wow, you really are taking this hard. Well, when you've said your goodbyes to the people and the food, meet at the gauntlet.
Hold on.
Don't need to buy anything before heading out.
Okay then.
You ready? Everyone will be waiting for you at the gauntlet.
Grand, isn't it?
Don't believe I need anything. We would have gotten it.
Well, now,
Get
what
our
are we
free
on about?
maglet at least.
Hey. Let's see.
8,000. We could check out that one shop that sells weapons. It's just but it's just like stuff I need to get praised, right?
Hey, mister!
This one?
Oh, it's you!
Yeah, okay.
All right then.
Okay, we just go to the gauntlet runner then.
Let's go.
Looks like the sea's settled somewhat. We've got a map of the Altabury region too. I'd say we're set.
Now we can leave with our minds clear and pockets full, eh? Where are those brothers? Out on errands?
I say we just leave them behind.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, long as we've got a minute alone, let's go over our plan. As soon as we get to Altabury, we give Luis the fake lance Nuris made up for us.
while I hold on to the real one.
Then, on the eve of this divine relic dedication ceremony, we use the real lance to end this, once and for all. He doesn't know we've worked out its powers. We'll use that to our advantage. Junah, we'll need you to convince Luis to attend the eve of the festival.
Oh, I've been pestering him to do so for a while now. Don't want him spending the evening in his heavily fortified Skyrunner after all.
So where is the false lance in question?
Right here, ready to poke an eye out. Oh, what do you think? A dead ringer, eh?
Such detail. Even I can't tell them apart.
When we get to Altabury, we'll pass off the fake to Luis. Then, we execute our plan.
Oh, by the way, I was talking with the Magnus brothers earlier. Think they might be onto us.
That's not good. We'll need to be more careful.
Wait, footsteps. Speak of the devils. We'll need to hide the real lance.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
Right, all present and counted. Anchors away, what?
Aye aye, me hearties! What's wrong then? Is that not the customary exclamation of sailors? Mr. Baplin was very specific.
I wouldn't believe everything he says.
'Tis a strange melancholy, leaving the people we have so recently come to know.
We'll be back, with some fantastic tales to tell them too.
Yes, certainly.
This is Altabury Heights. We'll make faster progress back on land.
Altabury Heights, the capital of the Principality of Montario, a religious city surrounded by mountains. Its central opera house hosts plays preaching sanctus morality. Here's Altabury Heights. It's quite a ways. Think we'll make it in time? Not a problem. That's fine. This fine wind will have us making landfall by the morrow, so the whole trip should be 2 nights with 3 days of travel. So I only have to endure 1 day of being rocked sick. Now there's a grim face if I ever saw one. Captain, for Stroll's sake, let us make haste. Full speed ahead to Altabury Heights, capital of Montario. Take care, you don't tumble overboard now.
With a new ally in tow, the Gauntlet Runner at last departs the island toward the eastern side of the inland sea. Their destination is the Principality of Montario. Its vast mountain crags, so different from the western terrain, can be seen clearly from the water. Their forthcoming task would be their greatest trial yet. They felt the tension rise in wordless silence.
Indeed.
2 more days until we reach Altabury, I think. At least on this journey, we don't have to worry about that sea monster anymore. Let's see.
What now?
We don't have to go through all those cutscenes again if I screw up. Alright, so who can we spend time with? Nobody. Thought they would let us spend time with Heisme when we were on the runner again.
Right. Got it.
Pantry.
This is...
Orgo, sugar, and briny salt. And then we'll cook some. Tips Maria gave me, I think I can cook more than usual. Does it make something? If so, we should try and have everyone teach us their culinary specialty. Nothing new? Didn't get anything new? We need a Lord of the Lake, but we don't have the bait for that. We don't have the Altabury wheat flour either. Make some magical bread. 3. MP hasn't been a problem recently. No black bread. We don't have enough to make that. Oh, we do. We don't have enough to make one then. All right. Well. I want to use my last boy. Guess we do get new recipes when we hit town. We have steadfast, 1 fatal attack, P, printed ribs, we have black bread. Finisher noodles. I want to use the koi. I guess we'll just do another magical bread. We might end up with more.
Understood?
You may cut as many corners as you like in cooking. However, we do not cook merely to fill our bellies. No, we cook to partake of a good meal. You mustn't neglect learning how to achieve that end.
Knowing that,
The quality of your result will directly reflect the focus you put into the process. Training with a blade is not so different. Followed Hazume's lead and began kneading the flour into dough. Once the dough is satisfactory, throw your weight into stretching it.
Here we go!
Foot goes forward like this. Etch this into your memory.
Oh.
My sweat tells of a battle hard fought. Our final trial yet awaits. Calm your mind and strike to remove it with no less than perfect timing. Amazing, we made springy and delicious looking bread.
In days gone by,
Present to you a taste of my hometown with this magical bread. Our effort shall make it all the more delicious, so be sure to savor it. Thanks to speed cooking, I cooked without time passing. Magical bread, ×2. That's good. Useful. Okay, so we have no supporters. How are we on our... We're close to level 5 on courage and imagination. Really need some more of the other. I don't know. Let's see what books. Do we have any new books since Eupha's with us? There are more books now. Maybe Eupha added some to the collection. What will that give us? How to walk outside the island. Appears to be a Montario authored travelogue and guide of lands outside the island. It's been thoroughly annotated by Eupha. I have yet to start reading. Montario's guide to life outside the island. It must be tough for them. If I read this book, I may gain more tolerance. Let's see where we're at, and we'll save first. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the one we're lowest on. So save real quick,
What now?
and then we'll read that. I could do fishing, but I need, like, to catch a Lord of the Lake, I need, like, a certain bait, and the only way to get it would be to, like, clean up. So I think we may do that before we land. No, I don't want this one. Okay, travelogue, blah, blah, blah. Read the book. Travelogue offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virga Island, told through the Montario author's first-hand experience. Contains practical guides for things like creating an altar while traveling and making eye contact with unmasked people. These encapsulate some of the difficulties Montario people face living outside the island. Eupha must have read and reread this thoroughly. The book is nearly in tatters. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Eupha are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increased my tolerance.
All right.
Hey, 6, nice. That went up quite a bit. Still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at Cliffshade Camp just as the curtain of night descends on the wilderness. Ideal for their cover, it works both ways, as monsters and rogues alike await their victims in the shadows of the rocks. Only a Gauntlet Runner offers peace of mind against such dangers, a large reason why they are so sought after.
Cliffshade Camp.
Indeed.
We should reach the city the day after tomorrow. I feel the temperature dropping since we made landfall. I bet it'll be pretty cold in Altabury. Be. Okay, they all offer stuff. Can we read while we're parked? I don't think we can. I'll just have to spend time with one of them. Like, I got 6 for that, which is probably more than I'll get talking to them. Oh, will let us read, so. More tolerance. Okay, well, we'll just read it. This travelogue offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virga Island, told through the Montario author's first-hand experience. The section on Grand Track contains a list of recommended shops to visit. The words "must go" are written in small letters next to some, presumably by Eupha. However, the author does advise against praying at restaurants in Grand Trad. Doing so will greatly increase the chances of being kicked out, apparently. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, yet this author and Eupha are jumping right into it. Seeing their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increased my tolerance.
All right.
There's still more left to read in this book. I'll pick it up from here next time.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It would seem that...
We now stand among the mountains. I have long gazed at the peaks of Montario from the island, but I never imagined I would see them this close. Altabury remains cold year-round, so quite accordingly, its people have perfected the art of piping hot stew. And it's home to a foremost opera house in the kingdom as well. I suppose that will be the stage of our confrontation with Luis.
I guess.
To keep our hopes high. There's some tall mountains on the horizon.
So?
Make sure all our preparations are complete by tomorrow night.
Yes?
Scenery here looks completely different than it did before. Say, was there something you wanted to ask me? Doesn't seem like anybody has anything important. Okay.
All right. Right. Well then. Got it.
We're no longer over water. Will that be the last of the fishing we get to do? Maybe I should have fished. I don't have the right bait. I'll take that one fish I have. I only have one dish left to make. One fatal attack. I mean, this might be useful, huh?
That...
We like start getting trounced. Must say I'm impressed with this kitchen. Certainly a stark difference from when I traveled alone. Time the dish's flexibility outweighed its flavor profile, but even with so few ingredients, the best meals were the ones most thought through. I fear that with such amenities, I shall grow soft. There is no greater dishonor than those who so easily cast aside necessity for convenience. So be it, we shall dine as road-weary travelers, using only the barest essentials, but rest assured it will taste like no such thing. Started preparing food with Hulkenberg, doing only what was strictly necessary with the ingredients.
Ah, goodness.
Only the finest cookery here, I see. Well, let us only use what we must.
Unnecessary.
Fire does not wane. But nature is not to be so underestimated. We shall cook it through in one go. Wow, it's a finely honed dish.
Your thoughts?
Steadfast stew is complete. I promised you a superb dish, did I not? Speed cooking and cooked without time passing. Okay, we'll finish this book. If it gives us a double dose, that might actually top out our tolerance. The shelf is lined with interesting books. Travelogue offers an introduction to cultures and customs outside Virgo Island, told through the Montario author's first-hand experience. A section detailing the small, cute animals that exist outside the island is particularly worn. Eupha must have returned to this section often. It goes on to depict some methods mainlanders use to keep and raise animals for food. I can feel the authors and Eupha's shock through the pages. Living in a totally foreign culture sounds so difficult, and yet this author and Eupha are jumping right into it. I think their willingness to embrace other cultures and values increase my tolerance.
All right.
With that, I've finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened.
Now then.
Nice. Rank 5, Savior.
Tolerance.
Tolerance is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If aspire to true sovereignty, take up a mantle of benevolence which shall spur thee to aid thy people. Conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
Come look at this!
Boy, you lot aren't going to believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes.
The Gauntlet Runner makes a short stop in front of Colerodeo Cliff, a bluff so tremendous it fills one's vision. Its massive fissure is said to be the vestige of a god's wrath, as only a force capable of splitting heaven and earth could cause it. Perfectly balanced by the work of nature, or the wrath of gods extolled in the myths of creation, none can say.
Colerodeo Cliff.
Whoa.
Absolutely incredible. I've heard of sheer cliffs before, but I never imagined something like this. Indeed, falling off of that precipice would be unfathomably terrifying and exhilarating, I imagine. Makes me want to jump. Makes me want to scream. I'd like to try jumping off of it.
On guard!
Damn boar-faced sanctus scullions.
What?
Yeah, oi, what's gotten into you? Aye, that was rather pleasing. It's quite refreshing, you know, to pull your voice from the very bottom of your gut and yell into such a manner.
Speaking of...
I'm reminded of the time you were all yelling before me. It was a rather terrible experience, I admit, but if I may, I would like to try my hand at this yelling.
Listen!
Never again shall I sleep in a roach-infested inn. I feel you. You're overreacting.
Yes.
I'm with you there. How amusing. I would also like to try screaming as well. What's the matter? Fully intended to do it, but the words just won't come out at all, and oh, this girl is just too charming. Never change, love. Well, does anybody else have something to yell about? Since that gazing off of the cliff's edge and being filled with an unexplainable urge to scream has somehow broadened my wisdom.
All right.
Yay. At least we got one topped off.
As for me...
Oh, then I suppose it's old Neurus's turn. I prepared a list of complaints that I wish I could recite to you all on a daily basis, and... It's rather chilly out here, isn't it? We should head back before we all catch cold. Yes, we shouldn't allow ourselves to spend too much time on these distractions. And we just left him there. But I must scream. As always, I've drawn this place here. Rodeo cliff drawing. I'll keep Neurus's picture as a souvenir of our journey.
The Gauntlet Runner stops amidst rocky terrain as twilight envelops the wilderness in darkness. The twinkling lights are not all stars. Some are the eyes of monsters, peering through the dark. To await the dawn in comfort and peace is a privilege only the Gauntlet Runner can provide.
Stony Camp. We should arrive in town by this time tomorrow. Only got a limited amount of time left to enjoy these quiet moments. Once we get to Altabury, well, you know what's going to happen.
What now?
We're gonna go read. There's one more book we need to finish. Do that one. Junah's book.
Yes.
Oh, wait, it's not gonna let us talk to anybody, will it? Yeah. Not this one. Ah, stop. Top secret poetry. Do not read. Junah's art journal. The words "do not read" are written on the cover. I'm in the middle of reading it. Probably something Junah wrote herself. It says not to read it, but that doesn't just make you want to look inside more. If I read this book, I may gain more courage. We spend time reading this book. Probably don't really need the courage, but this might top us off. Clusters of cryptic phrases and abstract drawings fill the pages. Was this written in some sort of trance? The whole section has been struck by 2 thick lines, a few words scribbled in next to it. My very soul screams. Is this her handwriting? Flipping to the next page reveals a swarm of characters and symbols I've never seen before. Is this a language only Junah herself knows? Well, we can certainly say that artistic expression is a serious business for Junah. I feel like glimpsing Junah's raw creative passion has increased my courage.
All right.
Still more left to read in this book. I'll pick it up from here next time.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Tis nearly time.
There's only a ways further until we reach Altabury. The city is likely abuzz with activity related to Saint's Day. And if Louise is already there, sooner or later we have to hand Dracodius over to him. One must wonder what the brothers will tell them of our time on the island. I hope they will leave out any unnecessary details.
That's it?
You just have to stand tall and be confident. If you have to sell a lie, look them straight in the eye and say every word you like you truly believe it.
All right then.
Hit the wrong button and skip through everything. Guess there's no going back. I mean, we could load up and redo it. Let's see if it'll save. Tonight we deliver the lance to Louise. This will be the last time we'll be able to relax for a while. Once we arrive, we'll be jumping. Okay, I can't blame you for feeling nervous. After all, we know what's going to twist. Okay, so it's the same thing as yesterday. Okay, but we didn't really miss it.
What now?
Got fat fingers. Okay.
All right.
Finish that book, it almost certainly max out the courage.
Right. Got it.
Don't know if that's like really what I should be doing. Probably be working on something like eloquence or whatever, huh? Wisdom. I mean, if we get another hunt, that would give us courage.
This is...
I guess one less thing to do would be better, huh?
Yes?
Nobody wants to talk to me?
All right then.
He gives imagination just for meditating. I have wisdom. Decisions. Let's just top out our courage. And I'm sure there'll be more dungeons, right? Do not read. Posters of cryptic phrases and abstract drawings fill the pages. Was this written in some sort of trance? Hand-drawn illustrations span the pages on one side, the world on the other, a heart. In between, a song connects them. Seems she tried drawing this one. Next is a depiction of an enormous woman embracing the entire world, smiling. Is this supposed to represent something? Well, we can certainly say that artistic expression is a serious business for Junah. I feel like glimpsing Junah's raw creative passion has increased my courage.
Now then.
This should do it.
Courage.
It's one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite the hearts of thy people.
Why, that's...
Conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed. With that, I finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened.
All right.
And useless courage. Courage I've honed will become my strength. Oh, it just gave me extra stuff for doing it.
Nura speaking.
This is Norris. I've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
Before Altabury's mountains, the Gauntlet Runner sets upon the Murky graveyard. The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Murky graveyard.
Just look at it.
Whoa, these bridges are huge. This is an area defined by its numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. Ah, that makes sense, but if these bridges were to fall in battle, those people would end up isolated.
Hey!
Yes, all very fascinating, but have you looked at what's directly in front of you? Those are the bones of people, aren't they? They are the remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This was the site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. This land is tragic. This land is cursed. War is tragic, and we shouldn't disrespect the fallen here.
Yeah.
Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. Brings me no pleasure to see it. It is valuable to experience the cold reality of battle beyond the legends and takes tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts. That is why the magla that drifts about this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness and regret of those whose lives came to an end here. I feel as though my wisdom has deepened after considering those who found their eternal rest here.
All right.
Yay, not enough to rank it up, but...
Hey!
Something wrong, Norris? Your face has gone blue. Are you scared? There's a shadow behind you.
Matt.
Behind you, Norris? I just saw.
Hey.
Do refrain from doing that again. Things of this manner are not my forte. Norris, I'm surprised you put any stock in scary stories. You're a more gentle soul than I gave you credit for. Too true, too true. Before all else, I am a delicate flower.
Well then.
Then shall we make a quiet departure so as not to rouse the dead?
That's my fault.
Sorry to have made such a fuss. I would like to give those who died a proper send-off, and drew this with that in mind. Murky graveyard drawing. Take this with me so I don't forget the people whose lives came to an end here.
Altabury Heights, capital of the Principality of Montario, the eastmost country annexed into the Kingdom of Euchronia. The mountain path leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few Gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far. The hour of reckoning draws near, and they steel themselves anew.